us today by graduating senior Alicia Gibson. Let us all rise.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
On behalf of the Merrimack School District, I wish to welcome you here today for the celebration of the class of 2000. Here with us today, I would like to recognize and welcome Mr. Ken Coleman, School Board Chair, Ms. Rosemary Rung, School Board Vice Chair, and School Board members Jack Balcom, Pat McGrath, Mr. David Denton. Welcome also to Mr. James O'Neill, Superintendent of Schools, and Ms. Marge Chaffrey, Assistant Superintendent. Welcome faculty, staff, parents, relatives, community members, and friends. All those welcomes are in preparation to welcoming the featured guests, the members of the class of 2000. Please join with me as I applaud these students and say, this is the class of the century. I feel I'm very fortunate to have this opportunity to speak to the graduating seniors this morning. In preparing for this message, I knew that I wanted to be sure that I spoke about a topic that might be highlighted in their memories occasionally in the years to come. After long consideration, I've decided to speak about something that affects every single member of the MHS 2000 graduating class. The truth be known, it affects the rest of us here today as well. It is something that we all have, though some end up with more than others. It's something that can be quantified, measured, and recorded, but the amount allotted cannot be lengthened or condensed. It's something we ask for more of, but probably many had too much of when college acceptance letters were due this spring. My topic for today is something that we often understand better when we look at it backwards. I would like to take a few minutes with you this morning to speak about time. I do not intend, and I'm sure that graduating seniors will be glad to hear this, I do not intend to talk about rules about time. This is not about tardies. This is not about absences, due dates, 23-minute lunches, or period X. These measurements of your time were at MHS and they're in your past. Instead, I'm interested in looking at time in two different ways. For my first observation about time today, I'd like to look at the years during which the members of the class of 2000 have grown up. To help us get a better sense of the mindset of our graduating seniors, I'd like to share with you a list compiled by Beloit College. For the most part, the students leaving MHS this June were born in 1982. They have no meaningful first-hand recollection of the Reagan era and probably did not even know that he was shot. They were pre-teens when the Persian Gulf War was waged. There has only been one pope. They were 11 when the Soviet Union broke apart and do not remember the Cold War. Their lifetime has always included AIDS. They may have never heard an 8-track or owned a record player. The CD was introduced when they were 1 year old. They have always had an answering machine. Most have never seen a TV with only 13 channels, and they cannot fathom not having a remote control. They were born the year the Walkman was introduced by Sony. Roller skating has always meant in line for them. Jay Leno has always been on The Tonight Show. This means since they could actually stay up and watch The Tonight Show. They've never seen Larry Bird play. They don't know who Mort was or where he was from. The Titanic was found. They thought we always knew where it was. For them, Kansas, Chicago, Boston, America, and Alabama are places, not groups. Atari predates the class of 2000, as do vinyl albums. The expression, "you sound like a broken record," means nothing to them. And finally, for the members of the class of 2000, McDonald's never came in styrofoam containers, and bottle caps have always been screw-off and plastic. The events during one's youth become a definition of a generation and an obvious factor in shaping their future mindset. Understanding that this is true gives a person a significant advantage because it means you can realize that others are equally affected by the events that happened when they grew up. Sometimes this will mean that a difference of opinion is not so much a difference in people, but a difference in one's generational experience. But of course this doesn't mean that the class of 2000 doesn't appreciate the significant things that have occurred in the time before they were born. Looking at the events, the accomplishments, and the lessons of the past gives these students a grounding and a source for documenting experiences so that they can understand what has influenced other generations. This brings me to my second time observation. When one looks into the past and sees a result, it's important to remember that there may have been false starts or misjudgments along the way before the final product was reached. Because the recall of history is a selective process, sometimes there are omissions of details that don't allow us to see mistakes. The following is a list of some quotations that are generally omitted in the recall of history. When considered in hindsight, these omissions allow us to see that reaching a certain end may not have been as direct a path as we might have imagined. For example, Popular Mechanics magazine wrote the following when forecasting the relentless march of science in 1949, and I quote, "Computers in the future may weigh no more than 1.5 tons. In 1943, Thomas Watson, chairman of IBM, said, "I think there's a world market for maybe 5 computers." In 1997, Ken Olsen, chairman and founder of Digital Corporation, noted that there's no reason anyone would want a computer in their home. David Snarnoff's associates responded to his urgings for investing in a radio in the 1920s with the following comments. The wireless music box has no imaginable commercial value. Who would pay for a message sent to nobody in particular? A Yale University management professor responded to the following to a man named Fred Smith's paper, and Fred was proposing a reliable overnight delivery service. The Yale professor said, "The concept is interesting and well formed, but in order to earn better than a C, the idea must be feasible." Smith later went on to found the Federal Express Corporation. I wonder if his grade was ever changed. H.M. Warner of Warner Brothers said in 1927, "Who the hell wants to hear actors talk?" I'm just glad it will be Clark Gable who's falling into space and not Gary Cooper. This quotation was given by Gary Cooper when he commented on his decision not to take the leading role in Gone with the Wind. We don't like their sound, and guitar music is on its way out. This was what Decca Recording Company stated when it rejected the Beatles in 1962. And finally, 640K ought to be enough for anybody. That statement was made by Bill Gates in 1981. In some ways, it seems to me that these commonly omitted quotations may be the most important facts about time and about the time in which they were uttered. These miscalculations and misperceptions let us see that the accomplishments and the events of the past did not necessarily flow in a straight and certain path. In your future, class of 2000, remember that false starts do not mean that success is not in the future. In personal terms to you, I hope this will help you remember that you may be in the that what you may be in the future or what you may become is not predetermined by what you are today. Now, having spoken to you about these two aspects of time, I'm hopeful that on occasions, perhaps when you look at a watch or set an oven timer, you will remember them. In combination, you could say that I have said that time shapes the mind of a generation, but each individual determines his or her own future. Perhaps because the word time may come up frequently in your thoughts, you will remember this message when next you may be tempted to hit the snooze button. In conclusion, I would like you to consider this story I recently heard. Imagine that there's a bank that credits your account each morning with $86,400. It carries over no balance from day to day. Every evening it deletes whatever part of the balance you don't use during the day. What would you do? Draw out every cent, every day, of course. Each of us has such a bank. Its name is time. Every morning it credits you with 86,400 seconds. Every night it writes off as lost whatever of this you have failed to invest. It carries over no balance. It allows no overdrafts. If you fail to use the day's deposits, the loss is yours. There is no going back. There is no drawing against tomorrow. You must live in the present on today's deposits, invest it so that you can get from it the utmost health, happiness, and success. To realize the value of a year, ask a student who has failed a grade. To realize the value of a month, ask a mother who has given birth prematurely. Ask to realize the value of 1 week, ask the editor of a weekly newspaper. To realize the value of 1 hour, ask somebody at the 4th hour of a 5-hour drive. To realize the value of 1 minute, ask a person who has missed a plane. To realize the value of 1 second, ask a person who has just avoided an accident. To realize the value of 1 millisecond, ask the person who won the silver medal at the Olympics. Treasure every minute you have. The clock is running. Make the most of today. Best wishes, class of 2000. The class of 2000 has taken a special interest in effecting their graduation celebration. At this time, the class of 2000 would like to recognize the 4 retiring members of the Merrimack High School faculty. Giving the recognition this morning is Matthew DeLude, this year's Student Council President, and Mark Demjanovich, Student Council Vice President.
The class of 2000 has a lot to be thankful for.
After all, we've made it this far.
And to get this far, we need help from our parents.
Thank you, Mom and Dad.
Thank you, Mom and Dad. And now everybody please stand and thank your parents. Come on, that's right. Get up.
And we also needed help from our teachers.
And 4 of those teachers are retiring today.
They gave us the help we needed to succeed.
Hey, Mark, that rhymed.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
See how much they taught us?
Getting back to the teachers. We are here today to honor, on behalf of the school, Mr. Brown, Mr. Mountford, Mr. Pank, and Mr. Ziozzi.
Each of these teachers has left a mark on the class of 2000 and the school as a whole.
Mr. Brown is a technical education teacher and also the man responsible for printing all of the school's printed documents. When asked what special advice he would give to the class of 2000, Mr. Brown said, "Hold on to your dreams and work hard as there is your future."
Mr. Mountford is a guidance counselor, and he has helped thousands of kids to make the right plans after graduation. And he always does it with a smile on his face. His advice to the class of 2000, take time to enjoy life. The journey is finite.
Mr. Ziozzi is a world language teacher who is most famous for traveling with many of Merrimack High School students to Spain and bringing world cultures to his classes. He said, "A little work doesn't hurt anybody. Everyone should try to do their best. That is all that is expected."
Mr. Pank is a social studies teacher and department head. His most favorite memories of his time at Merrimack High School are, quote, the excitement when students realize that what they are able to attain for education. His philosophy is, if you have affected 1 kid per year, you've made an impact.
Many say that teaching is a thankless profession.
We'd like to reverse that trend today and ask the graduating class and their guests to stand and give Mr. Brown, Mr. Mountford, Mr. Pank, and Mr. Ziozzi a round of applause.
At this time, I'd like to ask that you could please remain standing as we honor another individual who has unfortunately already left us, not mentally or spiritually, but physically. His name is Lazarus Dikos, and he is a member of our graduating class of 2000. Sadly, Lazarus passed away on December 17, 1998 of Hodgkin's disease. His unforgettable willpower and positive outlook on life will always be remembered. I'm speaking of Lazarus today because, like many, Lazarus Dikos was one of my best friends. His family has created the Lazarus D. Dikos Memorial Scholarship, which helps individuals pursue their dream that Lazarus once had of becoming an architect. Thank you to Lazarus for the joy and hope he brought to us all, and to his family for their continued support to the school. Neither will be forgotten. Thank you and good luck to the graduating class of 2000.
Thank you. And now I would like to present the salutatory address by our salutatorian, Matthew McDonough.
Thank you, Mrs. Gould. Members of the school board, town and community members, MHS administration and faculty, parents, friends, and class of 2000. I am Matt McDonough of Massacola Elementary School, Massacola Middle School, and Merrimack High School. The honor of addressing our graduating class is something I have been striving towards for a long time, because Merrimack is my town, the town where I grew up. My blood runs deeply with the tomahawk blue after 13 years of schooling here. But whether I had spent 13 years here or just one, this is not my story, and it's not my day. This is our story, class of 2000, and this is our day. As class of 2000, I believe we will create our own traditions as we go through life. So I wanted to come up here and do something unique and exciting for this speech. At the same time, I also need to do something that has been done before, and I need to thank all the people that have helped me and us throughout our journey in high school. I apologize because I will miss many by name, but in spirit, I wish to thank everyone. I would like to thank our administration for sticking with us so that we didn't have 4 different principals in 4 years and more than 5 assistant principals. And of course, I must thank my wonderful family and all of our families for seeing us through this day, and all the teachers that have been a part of our high school lives. Now, when I first thought about giving this speech, I realized I needed a way to turn things around. So I thought, what could be better than giving the speech standing on my head? But if I tried to do that, the blood would rush to my face, and I would be unable to thank all of our class officers that we've had through the years and our student council representatives. And of course, all of my best friends who rally under the sign of the El Fingo and the Yacht 2000. Next, I thought, perhaps I should put on some tap shoes and sing and dance up here before exiting stage left to get my diploma. Or I could get a bunch of fireworks and lay them out in the front here and set them off while I was talking. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, I need to thank some outstanding individuals that have been an important part of our class, such as Eric Farnsworth, Jared Marks, Rich Mormon, Brett Saltzman, John Mahoney, Rafael Sampaio, and Robert May. Perhaps I thought I should speak backwards while up here. Or maybe I should not speak at all and paint my face white and do it like a mime in a box. A mime leaving a box, just like we are leaving MHS for a greater world. But if I did that, I would not be able to thank such wonderful people as Sarah Gerard, Leslie Woodford, Sherry Ibbett, and Sarah McRoberts, Anna Peterson, Nina Smirnova, and Casey Merrow. I'm not really going to do any of these things like standing on my head, but if you're looking for something that is unique and exciting as I was, look no further than to each and every member of the class of 2000. Our class is a study in diversity and individuality, with each person having specific skills and abilities. But today the individuals coalesce into a group, and in this time and in this moment, we are all the same. We have taken different roads, but they have all led to the same place, graduation. And this robe that I wear is the same as the robe that everyone else wears. And so today, I ask you to look upon the class of 2000 and see yourself. You may not know the people that sit next to you. They may not be your friends, but each one of them has influenced your life in ways you will never know. I ask you to look upon the class of 2000 and take a little piece of each one of them with you. Take a memory, take a small bit of advice, take anything. Every person in our class can take a small piece of everyone else. Think of the kind of dynamic people that we would have. Each member of this class has something to offer to the world. Each member is important. Never believe that what you do doesn't really matter, because if it matters to you, it does matter. There is no standardized definition of success. Success is completely individual, and everyone here will determine their own greatest successes as we strive for greatness and glory and the destinies that we will choose through our hard work and dedication. Greatness. Greatness is not reserved for a handful of human beings. It does not exist in finite amounts. Greatness is unlimited, and it can be found in any lifestyle and in any job, and it is waiting out in the world
for those who will come and will take it. Glory. Glory is not defined against history or against the accomplishments of others or by world records or front-page news. Glory is the internal power and strength that comes to everyone for achieving farther than they ever thought they could. You don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner or a best-selling author, even a salutatorian, to achieve glory. And I am the salutatorian, and I know these things are true. We have the abilities today and for the rest of our lives. And so I say, by the power vested in me as salutatorian, glory to the class of 2000!
Thank you, Matt. Led by Ms. Patricia Cunningham, the MHS Concert Band will play Black Granite.